Hey tubers, kind of a dreary time of year this time. I saved a video back from June when I went to the garage sale at Stormville Flea Market. I pulled an amazing haul and I just never got around to getting the video up. And then when I saw that I missed it, and I figured, you know what, let me save it till winter. Kind of get us all back in the mood for flea marketing again. The garage sale at Stormville is about 5 months away, but this video hopefully will help us all get through the winter and get to it. As always, I want to thank you all for dropping by to watch and comment. I want to thank everybody who subscribed, but take a look at the vintage video and think about spring, right? As the crows come by. Hey tubers, welcome back for another adventure. They have something known as the garage sale at the Stormville Airport twice a year, once in June and once in September. And I truly recommend going to that. You can find some crazy amazing deals and find stuff you don't even know that you need. A lot of people, I live in the Hudson Valley. IBM took in a whole load of folks, hired a whole load of folks, and for my generation, and a lot of them at this point are in their mid-60s to mid-70s, and they're beginning to move south. And to that end, they're getting rid of their stuff and they sell it off cheap. And the garage sale at Stormville twice a year is a way of doing that, without having people come to your house and see the for sale sign and, you know, perhaps show up between when you sell the place and when the new people move in and, you know, do damage and so forth. So anyway, a lot of people bring their junk to the garage sale. For people who buy stuff, it's great to have 500, 800 garage sales all in one place, so you don't have to drive a million miles to get to each and every deal. Anyway, what you see on the tailgate was all the $1 and less stuff, right? Like this box was free. I asked the guy how much. He goes, oh, I was going to throw it away, but I figured I'd bring it and offer it for free. So obviously you jump on it. I don't know if anybody's bought wire lately. This is well wire, generator wire, wire for a dryer. Those were $1 each. We got Wolfie here. Gotta love Wolfie. I don't know who this is. I kind of grabbed a bunch of stuff and we were close and I threw this in, and so he was kind of free. This thing is interesting. You have heating elements in there and you turn it on and you actually use it to put shrink wrap around cables and so forth, right? You turn it on, it gets hot, and you could, you know, uniformly warm things up and do the shrink wrap thing. So what's in here? There's at the minimum a transformer, a couple of switches, nice box, indicator light. This snaps on over there. So this was $1. Rainproof box, flashlight. This works. I already tried it. 3-pack of light bulbs on $1, even dimmable. You know, thermostat. This is one of those things you install in your car for keeping the battery charged. When you could pick up a pair of clean tools, long handle, might be a touch rusty, but not worn, right? No play. When you could pick them up for $1, it's amazing. These wrenches, all of them were 50 cents. Bookshelves. These are for masonry. You put them, when you're putting up a block wall, you put these part way in, you leave a tab sticking out, and then you can put up a brick fascia. Right, more angles, bicycle chain. Anybody who's bought drywall or construction fasteners, Phillips heads, you know what these cost. Once again, $1 per. This you plug into your hitch, and it lights up, so when you go in reverse you have a real bright light there. It says $3, but I only gave him $1 for it. Right? I'm not sure what these things are. When I see stuff like this, I think just pick them up for less than $1 and use them. You know, when you're building something, you're like, oh yeah, I got those. All these punches, and one of them, I thought one of them was pointy. Yeah, this one's pointy. Needs to be sharpened. Anyway, less than $1. Caps, hose. Want to make a slingshot flashlight, LED style, spool of wire. Weather radio, that's one of those you crank it up, charge the battery. You could charge your cell phone also. Mirror, they use that to keep an eye on the kids in your back seat, but I was thinking of it more to use for the upper garage should I ever get back up there. Every once in a while somebody will appear out of nowhere, and if I have that, hopefully I see them. The gloves were less than $1 a pair. I think they came up to like 66 cents by the time he gave me a number. The bins were $1 for all three. And these are feeler gauges made by Williams. I guess what they're meant to do is replace your feeler gauges as you wreck them, or if you need to put a specific feeler gauge aside, like if you're building a repair kit. Anyway, the whole bag, $1. How could I go wrong? So this was all the cheap stuff, right? All the $1 or less stuff. And obviously I grabbed a load of it and carried it to the car. This came from, I think, 3 or 4 different people. So there was a guy right near my truck, otherwise I wouldn't have bought it, and he had this case. And if you're familiar with these pack out cases, if that's what we want to call them, they kind of, cases like this, the quality is actually pretty good. You know, you can bump it a few times without breaking it or damaging it. The cheap ones, the lower level ones that you get at Harbor Freight, they're good for storing parts, particularly electronic parts, but you really don't want to manhandle them too much because they'll become ruined. Anyway, he had 35 on here, then he stickered it down to 25, and I ended up giving him 25 for the whole bit, for the seat and this storage case. If one could really get to the point where they put what they need in the cases and, you know, get organized, you could really do well for yourself. I'm still working on that. Been working on it for the last 50 years, I guess. But anyway, so 25 for both. Why did I buy the ugly seat? The ugly, nasty seat. I'm always thinking golf cart or UTV build or whatever. This is a 2 wide, and it really looks about perfect for a golf cart. And I got several of them that I really need to do something with. I bought this truck box. It was $10. It's in really pretty decent shape. I find these to be real handy for cleanup, right? You put them on the back or on the rack of an all-terrain vehicle. Then you could open it up and throw stuff in it. Obviously, you got to pay attention now that you're twice the width of a normal all-terrain vehicle, that you don't tear it off on your way through the trees or whatever. But they're just helpful for getting organized, cleaning up. A lot of times I'll work and not realize it, like now. It's looking more and more like rain, and I got to put everything away quickly. A box like this is real handy. Everything that lands in the box, then you can take the box once again, put it on an all-terrain vehicle and bring it to where you need it. So this was 10 and the tires were 22. These all hold air. The bottom one looks like it's on the right rim to put on a ATC 250 ES or a TRX 250 or a 250 SX, ATC 250 SX. So it looks like the right rim, the right tire for that, and I happen to need a match for that. And then the others, they look like the front wheels off a Blaster, to be honest with you. I'm not sure exactly what they fit. There are 2 gold and 2 aluminum didos for the aluminum, I believe. 27 and 10. And I think this is the same if I recall. Yep, 27 and 10. They hold air. Sometimes they're handy just to have something to smash on a machine to move it around. The other thing I could do is, obviously that won't go on the back, and there's places it won't go on the front either. You could get split wheels on a lot like that ATC 125M that I recently acquired, unfortunately. I could take the wheels apart, they're split rims, and then cut the flat off of it, bolt that to the all-terrain vehicle, then bolt this to the flat part of it. I believe that'll go right on there. So a way of making cheap wheel adapters. Once again, for a lot of these machines, the real idea is you want to get them so they roll, so you can move them around. And these do all hold air. They were stored in a garage, so they're in pretty decent shape. My last deal was these 2 containers of rigid hardware. You can see how the container works, kind of a pack out situation. And each one was full of this kind of stuff. Right. I don't know if the guy had a decking business or what the story was, just all kinds of various hardware. And they were $10 each. I couldn't picture, given that there are bits in there and so forth, I couldn't picture that any one of these boxes, right, all those, right, so all this was $10, including the container, which is probably worth the 10 bucks alone. And then the bottom one was full of all of this stuff, and it was a second $10, including the saw blade. What is it, a DeWalt? And it's not great, but it's not horrible either. So I think for 20 bucks, that was just a steal of a deal. Like, you don't want to pass this up kind of deal. So and that's all I picked up. I know you guys are gonna be saying, yeah, you picked up enough, don't you think? I'm actually trying to hold back and get stuff more that I'm going to need, or a relative will need in short order. That way I could get it to them and they can make use of it and be all kinds of happy. I really want to thank everybody for dropping by to watch and comment and subscribe. I need you all to keep your feet down, your heads up, and make sure you get to the flea markets, right? There's crazy good deals out there. And for the people who say, yeah, but you know, somebody else could use the stuff, there's always somebody else who could use something. It's a matter of whether they're there to buy it or not. A lot of the stuff I end up bringing home, if I don't end up with it, it's probably going to get thrown away, maybe not even recycled, just put in the big green bin and run to the end of the driveway. So I think it's better that I make use of it and get some of it to other people who will make use of it. Anyway, once again, I want to thank you all for dropping by and watching. Remember, feet down, heads up, and make sure you get out there and enjoy your day. Don't let any time get by you. You only get so much, and you don't want to waste it. Bye now.